everyone. It is time. We're here for the XboxEra co-stream of Developer Direct 2024, where we will get a first look at Avowed, Indiana Jones, Ara History Untold, and what's the other one? What's the other? Oh, Hellblade 2. We've seen that 1,000 times. I'm kidding. We're hyped for all of them. I'm joined. We will have Nick here. Don't worry. The talent is coming. But I'm joined by Jesse and
Hello.
Soul Blazers, aka Ursel. How you doing, guys?
I'm feeling squished.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be 4 squares, but we went live a little early, so Nick's not here yet. So it auto sizes to 3 slices.
Yeah. It's 6:30 a.m. for Nick. Let's give the man a break. Let him get caffeinated. But we're excited. And I have to ask, Soul, because I get to see you more infrequently than I get to see Jesse. What are you most excited for out of this show? Like, out of all of the 4 confirmed games, what's the one that's like, yeah,
I mean, it's Avowed and it's not even close, right? Still remember that CG trailer, one of the coolest trailers ever, fantasy RPG made by Obsidian. Yeah, the first gameplay trailer, the after people first saw it, were like, oh, it doesn't look that good. No, you can go back to the reactions. I was in immediately on that first trailer. So it finally releasing? That's
the game is the first
this year.
It's the first. We're buying this company because of this game pitch game.
Yeah. People have been waiting, right? Like, when are these purchases gonna, mean to something? And they're completely ignoring Bethesda. But this is it. This is the time, right?
They're not completely ignoring Bethesda. What are you talking about? Oh, you're talking about the pundits saying when are these purchases going to lead to something?
Yeah, ignoring the fact that we've been getting games on. Well, we've been getting games on Game Pass for years and years, which is what the people on the platform really care about. They just got so Private Vision did the Outer Worlds publishing, but we still got it to play it on Game Pass, which is a benefit for us.
As he's half robot.
Yeah,
I'll sound fine on the stream.
Yeah, it's just for us. We just have to nod and smile when he breaks up.
I figured. Yeah, okay.
Just nod and smile.
There's so many things running that StreamYard just kind of goes, I don't know what to do occasionally.
Yeah, it has a little moment. What about you, Jesse? Out of all of the games, so we've heard one vote for Avowed. What are you hyped
for
about? For
me?
Here?
I can't wait to play them on my Switch, baby. Yeah, third party. No.
Had the controller ready and everything.
Yeah, I think out of them, well, it's just back down there, but you can't see it right now. I think out of all of them, I probably would go Avowed as well, but it is like neck and neck. I'm quite interested in Ara History Untold. I know it's a very German game, but I do like the Civ games a bit, though that'll be a Svika Brut review for us. Yeah. But I'm doing Hellblade, and I'm doing Avowed, and you're doing Indie. So Indie fell down a little bit just because I don't get to review it.
Indie. That's right, people. A man of taste. Indiana fucking Jones. I can't wait to see what they've done with it. Is it first person? Is it third person? Is it a mixture of the two? Will we be like, what's the main weapons? Like, yeah,
Nick has been correct so much lately. It's going to be a mix of the two because that's what he said on our show.
Speaking of,
but I'm wondering how that mix works because, like, I brought up an example on the podcast. For those of you watching, if you haven't watched it, it was a really funny episode last week for Nintendo Switch reasons. But like Indie, traditionally, we've got the 6-shooter pistol, we've got the occasional machine gun he'll pick up if he has to, and we've got the whip, and we've got his fists. Like, from a first-person shooter perspective, like that's not a lot of variety, right? Yeah. And fist combat in a first-person game, iffy at best a lot of the time. So I am super curious to see how Machine Games are doing this. And we're going to see in like within the next hour and a half, we are going to know what Indiana Jones is.
That's crazy.
And maybe even when it's coming out, because all signs point to 2024. Can you believe it?
Last year's show was what? It was all games that were coming out. The only one that wasn't first half was Forza. Everything else was first half of the year before June. That's why it was here instead of at the June showcase.
Yeah. And you think about that. You think about, we've already heard some bubbling rumors of the release date for Hellblade 2. I'm not going to repeat it here in case there are people watching that have remained completely unspoiled, but let's just say it fits within that theory, right? Let's leave it at that. And if we think about where that's placed, and we think about that reoccurrence of that same motif of these games were all going to be first half. Man, we're feasting. But when are all these games coming out? Oh, the dream. It's going to be good. I'm very excited.
Do the Wolfenstein games go third person at all? I haven't really played many of them.
Only in the cutscenes.
Only in the cutscenes, right? It's not like Halo where it's like you take like a weapon and it goes third.
No. Not that I can recall off the top of my head. But yeah. Anyway, I think we're ready to introduce him. The man, the myth, the legend. Are we ready to introduce him? Not if you're ready.
He can put himself in.
He can press the button.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if he's waiting or if he's
press
not
the
ready.
button. Come on, the talent's here. He's happy how he looks. He's just, doing his hair. He's give us a minute. He's just putting on some clothes. Thankfully, Nick will be joining us shortly.
Yeah, you don't get to see his boobs. I'm sorry, we're not joystick.tv.
It's interesting to me that neither of you guys are really hyped for Hellblade 2. Like, is it a game you are looking forward to, but it's just nowhere near Avowed in terms of your hype level?
Yeah, for me, it's like if Indiana Jones and Hellblade 2 are here, and Avowed's like there. It's just barely above them. Like they're all three games I am super interested in.
Hellblade came out at a time where I didn't play horror games. Since then, I've played on.
I wouldn't call it a horror game.
Yeah, but see, at that time, I was like
scary,
so averted version of horror game. Exactly. So I haven't played the first one yet. Even though I am excited to see. You know what? I'm not excited to see it. I'll be honest. I don't want to see Hellblade. I just want to play the damn thing. That's why
I'm interested to see what they have for this, because the only thing that makes sense is a release date alongside some direct, just play the game a little bit maybe, and not do a whole fast cuts thing every 5 seconds gameplay snippets.
Some uninterrupted gameplay would be really, really nice.
It'll definitely be interrupted, but I know what you mean though. Yeah,
but also
it's talking about how they've made it is like the premise they put on it.
It'll be some behind the scenes, like, hey, we did this for motion capture, and look, we scanned these in so we could get the textures correct, and yada yada yada.
Like, there's still so much we don't know about Hellblade, right? Is it going to be essentially the same thing, pretty linear, cavern to hallway to cavern to hallway? Are they going to change it up a little bit? Are there?
I remember reading a quote, and I can't remember the exact quote, but paraphrasing it was vaguely around the lines of more scale, like deeper. Broader, more grand. So I'm expecting similar in terms of feel, but definitely a lot more to it, a lot more to the systems. I don't think we're going to get into the world of like RPG.
Exactly, that's what I was asking.
RPG mechanics or anything like that.
Like, did the first game have like equipment or skills or anything like that? No, right? It was pretty.
It was pretty straight. So I'm curious. Let's see what it does. What else? For me, it's unfortunately for Ara History Untold, I'm not a Civ kind of fan, but never mind. Special Nick is here.
Yeah, he gets the top.
That's great. It's very early in the morning here.
You're not going to start going, what's going on? Just very muted. Hi, everyone.
Do I look over?
You look beautiful, man. You always look beautiful.
You are very quiet on my end.
Sorry.
Much better.
So I'm actually supposed to be working. So I have 2 screens here.
We admire you for your dedication to the craft.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very early and everyone is asleep here.
Have you got your control on standby? The chat want to know. Not yet. No. Too early. It's a mid-morning kind of shake for Nick.
Yeah. I've got my hot cross buns ready. Fruitless hot cross buns.
Do you know that's where the Xbox logo came from, according to someone on Twitter?
No.
I can't believe that TikTok clip. It's because the creator of the Xbox loves sourdough bread, and that's where
he made
the logo
in 2020, and the logo in 2001 somehow came from that, or even 2005 for the 360. It's like, no.
Very silly. Very silly.
We're going to be watching the YouTube premiere, Nick.
Yeah. So please get that queued.
Okay.
And we've asked this question of everybody else here. So Nick, out of everything that's coming, all the games that we currently know about, what are you most looking forward to out of the 4 announced titles for the show?
Probably in terms of like
a game for you,
because it's a known quantity. So Hellblade,
yeah,
because it's a known quantity.
You know what you're getting.
Depending on what it is, I bet you indie ends up being similar for you. If it's not some 40-hour long Uncharted type thing, if it's a shorter, more concise take on the I
need to turn this light down. I'm so bright and white.
It's nice to see everybody in the chat, by the way. We love the fact that so many of you are coming to hang out with us to watch this. It's super cool. So most appreciated, and thank you very much for being here. 13 minutes, people. And then probably an annoying 2 or 3 minute countdown, right?
Yeah. So I think they normally do 2, and it'll be extremely loud. So be ready.
Yeah.
I change them up. When I did premieres on our channel, I like to go through. I did the funky one this week for the day 1 show. They got a lot of different ones, but people never choose them.
The sci-fi one always surprises people because they expect it to be the actual event. Like, this looks amazing.
Yeah, the sci-fi one's pretty well animated.
Not that good.
As a heads up on the day 1 show, the MP3 audio version of that for podcast fans is available today on Spotify and all the other podcast platforms of choice. If you are watching and you're only aware of the XboxEra podcast, well, my friends, we actually have 3 podcasts that you can go out and enjoy. We have Halo Era, hosted by Ursel here, along with Nick, not this Nick, different Nick. And we also have the Day 1 show, which is more about the games that are actually available on Game Pass right now. So Jesse typically hosts, and he'll pick across from the whole staff at XboxEra. So it's a great opportunity for some of the folks that maybe don't get to be on camera as much to actually come and talk about the games that they love and that they're playing at the moment.
And it's about games,
dive into
not news.
It's actually just about the games. No news, no discussion about Microsoft going third party or the death of the Xbox console. Instead, it's focusing on games that people love to play. So you might learn about a new gem that you might want to go try out on Game Pass, or just an old favorite and hear someone else's opinion on it. So it's always a nice shorter show, usually 45 minutes to an hour. If you're not following it, go check it out. It's on YouTube and on Spotify and everything else.
I apologize profusely that I don't appear to be myself right now, because I should not be here. I am supposed to be working. And everyone's asleep, so I can't scream or be overly loud. I do want to talk about the I'm not going to say what the DM was about the mystery 5th game.
I think lots of people have heard it now. I saw lots
of
have
clues.
They? I think so. Let me put it this way, without maybe giving away the game. I'm just going to type another community creator's name in the chat privately, and you can just nod and be like, okay, yeah, that's the same rumor you've heard. I'm doing it now.
Okay.
I can't read private chats.
There you go.
Okay.
Same rumor. Same news.
Yeah.
So it's out there. Yeah. Weird choice if this is true.
It's been posted in our Discord by someone, not us, as well.
Okay. The penny
Definitely out there.
drops.
We'll see. It's a weird one because without saying anything else, it's not a first party thing, which is why it's weird.
Right.
Yeah, that's what makes it
very
weird.
It's very weird.
This has been the first party show, and then they have the partner direct for third party stuff. But hey, maybe this is just making a third party real happy, and then people get an announcement and they're happy.
Yeah, or maybe Microsoft have been hearing all the third-party themes this week, and they're just getting in on the action. You know, they're like, "Yeah, third-party sounds pretty cool."
To be fair, if you read the description, it just says an inside look at some of the highly anticipated games coming to Xbox and Game Pass.
Yep. Yeah. So it's not their wording. It's just it's not their wording. It's just the way that the first 2 have gone, where they had the developer direct last year, all first party, and then partner direct. And was December, November. That was all for the third party. So
whatever. So much.
Yeah.
Yo, Nick, so it's super early for you, right? You can't scream, you can't
Yes.
shout. What's the one thing they can show that will make you scream or shout anyways?
Of
Anything?
the stuff we know,
The
or
stuff
the
we know.
stuff we
So let's say indie, something because we don't know what the heck indie is.
Or the fifth game is
Or the-
South of
yeah.
Midnight as a joke. Like if they
Oh, right.
one of the fifth games is like boom, South of Midnight, it's out now. Would you be like,
Well, yeah. I mean, I've already been told what the fifth game is, or at least
that's the
I think
rumor?
what it
What if there's
is.
a sixth game?
Mm.
Dun, dun, dun.
I don't know. I think the only thing that would make me excited is making sure that Hellblade hasn't become this bloated open world
They
80
don't
hour
have a big
thing.
enough team for that. They
Nah,
honestly
it
don't
won't
have
be,
a...
man.
So
But yeah,
no shoehorn
Killer
RPG
Instinct 2
mechanics,
announcement, that would do it.
Right? Ooh, that'd be
Yeah,
hype. That'd be
Mm.
hype. With the music.
Banjo-Kazooie.
I too would. Banjo Kazooie,
That's a
Crackdown
see,
4.
when we talk about shadow drops, a completely finished, nuts-looking Banjo-Kazooie remake available right now digitally. I think that's one they could get away with. We got a super chat from a good friend of yours.
Hold on. Wait.
We're waiting for the Nick to read that one. There it
Gears
is.
Collection. Jason,
Gears
Gears Collection. Yeah. Gears Collection. I have not been told Gears Collection will be there.
It's because it doesn't exist, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's right. I lied about it.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Clout
make things up
chasing.
for clout. Yeah, the gaming, the subreddit for game leaks is just all you do is make stuff up. We all know it.
Did I just hear a cat
Yeah,
get
right.
really
Yes.
angry in the background?
So my older cat does not want to play with my younger cat, who's like, "Hey, come on, let's play," and she just goes, "Get the fuck away from me!" up at the top of the stairs a lot.
Oh wow. Hey, like right before we got 7 minutes to the show, and then we'll be watching the countdown, going, "Oh, here we go." If you're watching right now, as always, please don't forget to hit that like button. I know it's annoying. I know every YouTuber out there asks you to do it, but we're still like, we may look a massive organization, but we're still very small. So we need those likes. They feed us, they sustain us. So just, stretch your finger out across your phone screen or your mouse across the desktop and just click that like button. All
I'm
right,
gonna go grab
so-
a drink. I'll be right back.
Yeah, go. So we've got 7 minutes still until we're watching the countdown. Nick, so you're like hoping Hellblade 2 isn't this bloated mess.
Yeah, I just don't want it to be a big bloated. I mean, I know it's going to be slow walk and talk and all that, but I can deal with all that sort of stuff if the game is short.
If it's concisely
Like-
done.
I perfectly enjoyed Hellblade 1 just fine for that reason. It was nice and linear. It
Yeah.
was short, so I could deal with that okay.
But if they go, I mean, how broad is too broad? If it turns from a 6 to 8 hour game to a 12 to
20,
15,
30.
is 20
I don't
20 your
know.
limit? Like, would you deal with a 15-hour long Hellblade to play through?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I guess it depends on the pacing of the game. Like, and I understand the irony. Like, I posted a screenshot of Prince of Persia and I 100%ed it
35
in
hours.
almost 36 hours.
Impressive.
But there's a difference between being forced into a 35-hour game,
yeah,
and there's a
and
difference
choosing.
between a 10-hour game that you want to play more because of how much you're loving it, and you end up taking 35 hours to play.
Also,
like
that,
I beat
that
Alan
37
up.
hours wasn't that impressive because Rand did it in 27. So he did his 100% a lot faster than you. He's gonna lord that over you now.
And I took a long time to solve a lot of the puzzles.
Yeah.
I just took a long time to find a lot of the collectibles, and I will say I don't know how the game counts its time, but the game sat there idle and paused a lot.
Yeah,
Because sometimes
I
I,
think
was
it's-
playing
it'll
it
count
when
that.
I was meant to be working. I was meant to be working, so I was playing. So the 30.
See, that's why you need one of these because then it's easier to hide it if you got a little handheld. Get the MSI claw sent to you.
Yeah, so that 35 hours was probably more realistically 30, which I
'cause
know
my,
a big deal.
My
but yeah, it
time
was-
played showed 15, but I know for a fact I had like at least 2 hours idle when I rolled credits. So it was about 13 hours for me to beat the game at 63% or something.
yeah.
It's 49 minutes.
25 hours in.
Kevin, that's about how long it is. They
49 minutes of news.
49
stuff.
minutes,
I love
42
it.
seconds, I think, was it? Or 48 minutes, 42 seconds. 48, 42.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I'm all fine with that.
Yeah, it's just from the YouTube metadata.
Yeah. Very pleased. Cannot wait. I mean, I love the format of these comparatively. Like, think back, like you just have to wait for Xbox particularly. Oh, well, let's just wait until June, for the showcase time. And then it was nothing. You might get a bone or two at the Game Awards, but then you just had this 6-month slog. The fact that they start now 2 years on the trot, and hopefully every year going forward, straight out of the gate within the first couple of weeks of the new year, to cheer up and chase away those winter blues. Here's a bunch of new stuff you're going to play really soon.
They have
great.
so much. They're going to have to do it. I wonder if XO shows back up, because like they are going to have so much stuff. I mean, BlizzCon is theirs now. The Call of Duty marketing events are theirs now. I'm just curious, like, because they were at everything last year, and I think that just ends up becoming like the norm, because they have too much. Yeah,
and it does make me feel sorry for all the other kind of,
Well, I feel sorry for them. They're selling them 3-1.
No, sorry for like anyone out there that is in the industry from a coverage perspective that doesn't enjoy playing games on Xbox, because unfortunately for them, it becomes the primary conversation point.
Yeah.
So get used to it.
You're gonna see what you're gonna see is an uptick on PC reviews.
I'm still not playing on that Xbox machine.
Well, yeah, because most of the like Starfield and them, they're all about split even.
Yeah, and what's nice is like you don't need to wait for a rumor of maybe there's a state of play coming next month. Maybe there's a big one coming the month after. It's hey, January's here, we got this developer direct. Hey, June's here, we got the summer showcase.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. And it's going to be a great year for this team as well. Like XboxEra is gonna get bigger. Come on, get hype, Jesse. Get hype. Really looking forward to episode 200.
This year's already been. If you just go and look at our page and how much we've already published this year and what we've got next week, and it's like, but still,
it is good.
It's been a lot.
So we're going to now spend this whatever countdown we end up getting in a second. We're going to just make sure that we're all roughly synced up, so we're not screaming about a game reveal before someone else sees it. But thankfully, if
you guys get to sync to me.
We'll probably be okay. Yeah. So you set the tone, please, Jesse.
It might be 4K again. I don't think it's listed 4K. It's probably going to be 1080p. I didn't see it listed as 4K, but we'll see. If it's 4K, I'll drop to 1080p.
Let's see.
Because I'm not streaming 4K this year.
Yeah.
It's always a little bit of a delay. The moment it's ready, I'll pop right over to it. Don't worry.
Okay, how much of the concourse of is it?
You can't switch off your screen, can you, Jesse? As in
to read private chat?
Like check other screens, can you?
What do you mean? Why?
Okay, it's all right.
What? Oh, yeah, I'm looking at I've got 4 screens. I'm reading it now.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, I see it.
What?
Okay.
He sent me a DM.
Yeah.
It's 4K on YouTube, I think.
Oh, look at you guys with your DMs.
Yeah.
Secret DMs.
Come on, start up, you stupid thing.
Yeah.
Right? I've refreshed it 3 times.
It'll start on its own, but yeah.
Just in case. Just in case.
Internet's good today, Trev. We're all just here sitting waiting. Watch it be running on Twitch and we gotta quickly swap over.
I'm gonna check.
No, it's good. 54 seconds. I've gone for a minute countdown. I've got 52.
Okay, nice. All right.
50. It is running in 4K.
All right. What number are you guys at?
45. Jesse, how about you?
I'm seeing 40.
I've just hit 40, 39, 38.
39.
Of course, you're all way ahead of me.
37. Okay, one
32, 30.
What are you at, Jesse? I can pause and wait for you.
Yeah.
Jesse, what are you at?
I'm refreshing because it's being a pain in the ass.
Okay, no worries.
Oh,
I'm
no.
at 19,
30,
18.
29, 28,
Okay, I'm going to pause.
26,
Okay.
25.
Keep counting.
Keep counting.
20, 19,
7,
18,
6, 5.
17.
Okay,
You gotta
four.
pause.
Okay,
Let's go.
I'm seeing.
Nick, just
seeing
pause
switch.
for 10
13,
seconds.
12,
Come on, Nick.
12,
Play the game.
11, 10,
9, 8,
8,
7.
7.
Yeah, I'm fully synced.
Six.
I'm fully
There we
synced.
go.
Simple
go.
enough.
I'm going to keep us a little
do this.
above this. Let me know how big we are in the corner if you want us to be bigger or smaller. Trying to not cover up too much.
Let's go.
Hair. Oh, a woman.
So you're all watching someone walk into the office too? Okay.
Yeah,
3
yeah,
people,
yeah,
third
guy at
person
the
now, fourth
elevator.
person. Bald-
Direct from the
bald-looking
devs.
dude.
I love these shows, man. They're so much
Yes,
fun.
it's so
They
nice.
have very good production. They put a lot of time. Aaron said this has been months. Like, that's why they don't do them all the time, because
damn.
they go very big. 4
Okay.
unique games.
Yeah, no cross out for 5. Maybe we don't get a 5th game.
Whee!
In the Xbox, are they announced? Oh no, they mean the platform. Okay.
Basically, they just have loads of fun all the time, yeah?
Right?
Running scooters around, pushing each other on
No wonder they
chairs.
don't make any games.
They're too busy pissing about, being
Yeah, that's
creative.
right.
That
Mhm.
again? No, I think it was. Yeah. Indie?
So let me know how the mix is, chat. We need to
Yeah,
be a
keep us
little
all up.
louder than the than the YouTube video. Oh, they left space.
Oh, there's space for a 5th. There's
Possibly.
space for a 5th.
Possibly.
I don't know. I'm gonna go in expecting 4, guys.
I expect 4.
Oh,
Okay,
guys,
hell
we're
yeah.
out!
Let's go.
I don't,
Start with
think,
the
I don't
best.
think there's space for a 5th. I just
There's
think that's the
space
design
for
of the thing.
Yeah, that
There's
works
a
with the
space
design.
for a 5th.
Yeah.
Obsidian Entertainment. I really gotta play Pillars of Eternity one day. One day.
I'm going to be streaming them this year.
Welcome to Obsidian
nice.
Entertainment. I'm so proud to share with you our upcoming
subtitles are in
fantasy
Arabic.
action RPG, Avowed. Avowed is an adventure into the
Hideous.
heart of the living lands, a frontier at the edge of the known world.
Yeah, this is
where
the
you
actual
will
wow.
right color.
That looks
a
nice.
mysterious spiritual
Yeah,
plague
this is
and discover a secret
not overly
at the
saturated
heart of
like
the living
June,
lands.
or
At
vibrant.
Obsidian, we love creating worlds with deep themes, dynamic gameplay, and thoughtful reactivity. And Avowed is no different. We set out to blend the believable and fantastical to give players a world and experience
Sounds like
like
it's
no
already
other. It's colorful, it's vibrant, it's strange. It's one of the most incredible settings in the world of Aora. There's going to be
I
a
was
lot of great
wondering where she
secrets
was going
to
with that.
discover, one of which has a really personal connection to you as the player character, and you're
Ooh.
going to have a great time getting to know those secrets and leaving your mark on the world. And when it comes to encounters, our combat brings the best of the moment-to-moment fun that
Yeah, this
comes
is a
with
lot more
action-oriented
muted,
gameplay and the depth and breadth of choice
color-wise
that you get
than
with an
the
RPG.
June showcase.
Dual wands?
Here to talk more about Avowed's
And dual
combat is
pistols.
Gabriel Paramo,
Yeah.
gameplay director.
Here at Obsidian, our team's overarching goal
combat.
is to empower you with choice. So we developed a flexible combat system that allows you to quickly swap from spellcasting and sharpshooting to melee combat. We want to give you
awesome.
the
I'm in.
freedom to mix and match your loadout to fit the way you want to play from moment to moment, uninterrupted. For all battles, you can combine a variety of weapons,
him
attacks,
the dick.
and abilities for tactical advantages against a wide range of enemy types. It's not just hacking and slashing. You're making real-time decisions about when to use your abilities, powerful melee attacks, blocks, parries, and special attacks.
Ow.
If you choose to approach combat with a one-handed wand, it feels quick
I
and
don't mind the
snappy
lighting.
when dealing damage to enemies at mid-range. Using the Tanglefoot ability, you can
this a
stop enemies in their
probably
tracks, giving
Unreal
you the
Engine 5
opportunity to
at this
focus
point?
on weaker or tougher combatants in an intentional
Yeah, I am
and controlled
curious if
manner.
it's Unreal or
It's
Unreal
important to pay
4 or
attention to the
5.
types of enemies you're
The
dealing
lighting
with.
feels like
Some
5 a
units
little.
are extremely defensive, some are brutishly difficult, and others you must make sure you prioritize or their healing capabilities will put you in a tough spot. To help with the different encounters you will face, we provide customizable loadouts that can be quickly switched during combat. That
Gun
means you can
shield.
play however you want. Equip a sword and shield and charge into battle. Dual-wield pistols and control the encounter mid-range.
Ow.
Or even dual-wield wands to feel like a gunslinging mage. You could use your enchanted wand to freeze enemies, and then use your offhand weapon's power attack to shatter them.
Which is the best type of
We've worked
gameplay
hard
Battle
to
made.
keep you constantly engaged as battles unfold by creating a balance between pressure and manageability during combat.
Players will have ample choices for how to build and progress their envoy in the world of the living lands as they get to know the game and the story and explore the many diverse regions. Some quests in Avowed will have you make difficult decisions with profound consequences, like this side
Obsidian.
quest you may encounter in Shatterscarp, the third region you'll explore on your journey through the living lands.
That's nice.
As you're exploring,
Ow.
you come across the bodies of these fallen soldiers. And as you explore the remains of the battle, it's up to you to determine who, if anyone,
There's like
is
no
at fault.
UI
Just
until it pops up.
4 of us. Manu, Kiri, Naoki, and me. Training under Captain Ruiki. Trying to keep Thirdborn safe.
In other words, you're a gang of vigilantes. Not that I'm one to judge.
Here. Take my badge. Take everyone's.
Take my badge.
Our families deserve to know we fought and died for them.
Making the right choice
Brother.
isn't
Nice
always what it
texture,
seems. We
Yeah.
embrace moral nuance and gray areas, trusting players to make tough decisions in complicated situations.
I don't want to make tough
My
decisions.
squad and I rested in the cave by the water last night, and as we were sleeping, we were ambushed by those miserable Zorips. I was so surprised.
Not the Zorips.
It was so dark.
I like the lighting.
I just got
The
separated from
lighting's
Lighting is
pretty
really
nice.
nice.
Yeah.
I can't face.
You can tell
those
they went for like a
monsters alone,
cartoonish
but
look
I have
with
to know if
the
anyone
style of
else
the
made
game.
it out. Of
This
course
is a
he
lot
did.
more facial
Sergeant
animation
Asui
than
never has a
Obsidian
thought
games
he
have tended
won't
to
say
have
out loud.
too, from what I remember.
So what did he tell you?
At least to this.
That Captain
Level.
Ruiki was sick? That I was
See,
paranoid?
this isn't
that I
my
was a
kind of
dumb
game, but I
baby?
can see this game doing
I heard
okay.
it all often and loudly. Wait,
The main thing is
but you
Obsidian's
found
writing
Sergeant
is
Asui.
so much fun.
Why is he not here with you? What
The
happened?
thing is, after hearing
At the
so
end of the
much now
quest,
that the
you have a
Starfield
choice.
formula
When you
is
confront Private Naoki,
is
if you
worn out,
believe the story
you know,
he's
the
told
Bethesda
you, you
formula
can
is
hand
worn
over the
out.
badges
I'm
and let him
curious
go
what the
back
reception's
home.
going to be like for Avowed
You're right.
critically.
Real battle isn't something you can prepare for, is it? It's not
Hey,
my
Tom Henderson's in the chat.
No,
Hello, Tom.
they should have never have
Oh,
camped in the
dude,
cave.
looks great.
I'll take the badges. I'm going back to Thirdborn.
But if you confront him, if you believe that he fled the site of the battle as an act of cowardice, then he might challenge you to a fight to reclaim his honor. Either way, when you return to town, you'll see the consequences of your actions and the choices you made during this quest. Creating an immersive experience like Avowed is anchored in the world we build. Art director Matt Hansen and the team have worked to create a unique, colorful, and dynamic visual style.
From the outset, we knew that we wanted Avowed setting
mustache.
to feel rich, weird.
So they're probably
and
going to end
wonderful.
on Indiana Jones.
We found inspiration
Wouldn't be
in
Yeah,
surprised.
and they're not
Yeah.
following the
Yeah.
order they
of
showed.
real-world cultures, helping
fine
us
with
create
that.
So they'll go,
unique
they'll go
RPG
with Ara
experience.
next, and then
By
Hellblade,
contrasting
and then
the
Indie
vibrant
probably.
with the dull.
I would
or
agree.
verdant spaces with sickly
God,
ones.
this looks
This
so
is a
good.
really
Better
nice looking
deliver
game.
complex
Yeah.
emotional
It does. The
experiences
lighting's very
for
good.
our
That's lovely.
players. The living
Wow.
lands
It
is a
lost that
continent
cartoonish
of
color
untamed
palette
valleys
from June,
with widely varied biomes.
Yeah.
which the
From
supposedly
luxuriant
was
forests to
an
volcanic
issue with the
wastes.
capture.
And each of those regions itself is a conflux of storied landscapes. All of the regions have a lot of special things associated with them, but I have a deep place in my heart for Shatterscarp. As you're wandering the wastes of Shatterscarp, you might notice off in the distance a vibrant jewel of color.
Yeah, Sailor
By
Mercury, if
transitioning
what I
from
heard is true,
destitute,
no, there won't be a
muted
shadow
tones
drop.
of a
If what I
wasteland
heard
of
is
sand,
true.
He really shouldn't
and
do a
marching
shadow
in
drop this
towards
year
a
anyway.
beautiful oasis.
Can't
There's
set
the
that
opportunity
precedent.
there for life,
Dangerous.
for
Yeah.
adventure,
There's
and
no,
even a
there's
little
no
danger.
shadow drop this year. I'll be very surprised.
We hope you've enjoyed this look at Avowed. We're thrilled to share more about the game in the coming months, and we can't wait for you to explore the living lands when Avowed launches this fall.
Fall. There you go.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's a fall game.
Okay, nice.
That yeah. So sometime between
How are
September
you guys ahead
and
of me
December.
now?
No
We're
idea.
ahead of you?
I tried to sync.
I can't wait.
Maybe you
for this
waited a
one.
little too long.
And to white.
To black. Ooh,
Well, that's some nice
cool
key
artwork.
art.
What the
Mhm.
heck?
Fuck, I love the art style in this.
It's
Fall
super
2024. Yeah, no.
Okay,
when it's that
nice,
far out,
nice.
I'm fine with no date.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
No actual like direct day.
Yeah.
Is that actual the cover art? Because that's a really cool cover art.
That was really nice looking, man. I love the art style in there. I really liked it in
Oh,
Pillars too.
Ooh, Hellblade next. Here we go.
And now you're
Okay,
ahead of
now
us.
you're ahead.
Going to Hellblade.
Pause for, and count to 3, and then unpause.
I'd say 5.
Come on, Nicholas.
Darwin Green.
Darwin Green.
Ninja House.
The hell's a ninja house?
Ninja's
All
not
right,
a real
guys.
thing.
Dom
anyway.
Matthews?
Hi, I'm Dom Matthews, studio head here at Ninja
You're about
Theory in Cambridge,
1 second
UK.
ahead.
We're now in
That's
the
fine.
final months of development on Senua's Saga.
You're not
Hellblade
figmenting
2.
it.
Key art.
And the team is working
Final
hard to
months
bring
of
you an
development.
We're good.
unforgettable journey into Senua's unique world and her battle for survival, where we have once
Be
again
funny if this one
combined
doesn't
high
give a date.
fidelity and immersive presentation
Well, they already
with a
basically
shorter,
gave it. Well,
narrative-led experience that
a time
focuses on
frame.
the things that we really care about, and that we hope you care about too.
Ah, my headphones.
Senua is back with a new quest. She wants to stop the Vikings who raided her village right at their source, in Iceland. But not just her quest has changed. Senua herself has grown since the first Hellblade. She's made peace with her past and is no longer in such fear of her visions and voices. While the Furies are still her constant companions, she encounters new people along the way, some of which will value her unique perspective, and others who will reject it.
Their facial
Little by
animations are
little.
very good.
Yeah. Holy
This
crap.
moment
Yeah.
This looks incredible. To be fair, each
Yep.
is mocapped.
became my tribe.
Yeah, I mean, they built massive mocap
Yeah.
freaking
So,
gymnasium.
so is the game gonna pull an Order 8086 and have black borders, black bars?
Bars? I
In the
sure
story,
hope
we're
that.
trying to be as faithful
Yes.
to
Well,
history
every
as
time we
can
see
up to
footage
a
of it, there's
point,
black bars.
establishing
Yeah.
a solid framework.
Maybe
and
when
then
combat
adding
starts, it'll
material
open up.
elements on top. Senua will face up to giants who
Mm-hmm.
have plunged the land into chaos, and which in turn has seen the rise
Look,
of the
every
droider
time they show the game, there's black bars.
swept through the
I'm
settlements.
fully
Yeah,
expecting black bars. Maybe it'll be like Diva Within, and you can turn them off in the settings, but who knows?
And also new allies who will come to see her unique perspective as a beacon of hope. And she'll discover, along with us, how this viewpoint
This music's
can have
getting me in a mood.
advantages.
I mean, I don't mind black bars if it looks like this.
Yeah, fair enough.
A sign.
Senua is a Celtic warrior who experiences psychosis, seeing things that other people don't, hearing voices, and having unique beliefs about the world around her. To bring Senua's perspective
It also
of the
does
world
look very
to life
smooth.
in a truthful way, we have once again worked closely
They
with
said what
Professor
they're
Paul
capturing
Fletcher
this on.
at the University of
No.
Cambridge,
Oh,
as
think
well
so.
as people
Just
with
assume
lived
PC for
experience of psychosis.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
And they get very mad that they didn't say.
Players will find themselves traversing beautiful and hostile environments, seeking answers from patterns and signs.
You
that
know,
Senua
I'm
sees
looking
in
at what
her
this
own
game
unique
looks
way,
like,
and
and
battling
I'm
through
like,
encounters with enemies that will
just
push
let
Senua
Ninja
to her
Theory make
limits.
Rise 2.
I mean, they definitely pull it
On
off.
Saga, we've taken everything to the next level. With a new motion capture space, a
Never
bigger
go on
stage
Reddit,
team, a
MJ
stunt
Fade
crew,
Away.
and a new
Never.
cast.
We spent a lot
They are
of time
negative about
planning the
everything.
motion capture shoots, thinking of what events would be good to bring into this fight. Like, how can we make this fight feel different from the previous fight? We have all new combat.
It was definitely a
for the
weakness of the
sequel.
first game, was the repetition.
One of our key goals was
I didn't
the
mind it.
ability to actually tell a story throughout it.
Ow.
It does feel very different from the first game, but it's very brutal and you're very invested in it. Senua isn't a superhero. She's fighting for survival, and we want the player to feel her struggle in every step of her journey. We want the player
Expect to hear a lot
always
of
feel
lady
like
screeching.
they just scraped through, just survived it.
Goddamn carnies.
Mel knows Senua better than anyone, better than I do. Her instincts are amazing, and she really doesn't need much help from me. On stage, our main focus is storytelling. So I get to watch the actors and see all the beautiful expressions on their faces. And then I have to wait a little while, and then I get to see that all again in-game, in costume, on location, everything. It's a great experience, a great process.
That's interesting.
Every
Definitely
discipline
film-
in the studio
film
is
Wow.
unified in achieving
Boy,
a
that's
deep level of
pretty.
immersion to
Wow.
help suspend your disbelief and pull you into
Wow.
the story.
Shit. All right.
We were lucky enough
Good
to do a
lord.
few reference
That looks
gathering trips
real.
in
Wait, oh.
Iceland. You have to be there. The
Never mind.
I've been
sense
to
of
Iceland.
scale,
It is
everything
literally this
is
beautiful.
incredible.
It is insanely
And you
gorgeous.
see a scene or you see a small section of the game and you're like, yeah, that works. That's amazing.
Senua experiences
No
reality
HUD as
differently,
well here.
and a part
Black
of
bars,
this
no HUD.
manifests in the voices
Yeah.
she hears.
60 FPS.
It looks very smooth, but it's
I hope
probably
so.
CC.
I hope
through
so.
binaural audio, which provides
If
a good representation
cost for
of
60 is
this
the black
type of
bars, I'll take
auditory
it.
hallucinations. As we focus in immersion, binaural audio is perfect for this because through headphones, you surround yourself in a three-dimensional space. In the first game, we only applied to the voices that Senua listens in her head. In this game, through spatial audio technology and some extra little things within the game, there is music that is binaural. Every
I love
single
this guy's
sound
accent.
has the potential to be binaural, so everything is
Sort of like
specialized
Rafael
around
Nadal.
you, and it's a very beautiful experience.
Oh no.
Music is a strange language in the sense that it speaks to our emotions fast and deep.
Very fast.
It's not only about quality, it's about personality. So when you listen to Hellblade, you know it's Hellblade.
I'm really liking this segment, by the way.
On the music, we are working with Heilung, which for me is a personal privilege because I really admire them. We feel their craft, their depth, their meaning in the music.
Time to
It
get the
really
MCA.
connects with our game and elevates it to
Yeah.
something really special.
Please.
We are also working with a heavy metal singer, throat singers, and our very own Furies. They sing so beautiful, and we add that binaural touch of music. So this all creates a very
That's so
immersive
cool how
and
they
a very
record
special
that.
and
Pretty
unique
cool. Right, they're
experience.
actually, and you'll hear that in your. That's wicked. Very, very cool.
Our mission here at Ninja Theory is to craft life-changing art with game-changing tech. And that's our aim in Senua Saga Hellblade 2, is to not only see where Senua goes next, but to deliver something really meaningful for our players.
My hope is that they will really connect to Senua as a character, and even if they can't really relate to what she's going through, maybe they know someone that relates to that character and they can then understand that person better.
Well,
Yeah, my
I
mate
don't wanna
Dave went
sound
on a
cheesy,
murder spree
but
against
in a
giants
way,
in
I'm
Iceland
Senua,
last week.
right? She exists and doesn't. It exists through all of our work, through every ninja. So we all are Senua, and we are creating this character that grows and
This is
grows
gonna have
and
an
grows
amazing
and grows
soundtrack,
and
isn't
keep
it?
growing and keep changing. So
Oh, Ursula, you'll never
that
guess
makes
who's
it real.
negative about Avowed on the
I'm
Discord.
so
Oh,
proud of the
Microsoft
love,
gunning
care,
for
and
a game of the
passion
year
our
nom
team
with
here at
this
Your
Ninja
friend.
Theory are putting into
Who's
Senua
always
Saga
negative.
Hellblade 2.
This
Our
is
hope
the
to
most
not only create a game
important
that is
game
great to
in
play, but to
Xbox
craft an
history.
experience that leaves you thinking
You
and
know
feeling.
it.
From our combat game.
No, you wait. The narrative
final
is going to
touches.
come now. It's going to be about black bars. It's going to be about no HUD. It's going to be about too many cutscenes.
Journey. A journey that you
Here
can
we go.
embark on.
Are they focused
on May
too much on
21st.
graphics?
May 21st.
May 21st.
There it
Clint
is.
Eastwood was right. Everyone can
Colt
start
was
yelling
right.
at him.
Hell
This
yeah.
is real.
Hell yeah. Oh man.
It'd be funny to go to Indy now.
Yeah. I can kind of tell when
Nah.
they showed Avowed, a lot of people aren't going to drive with the style of the graphics they went through because they went very cartoony, stylized.
Oh, never mind.
flip.
Fifth game.
Fifth
I was about to click the X.
game!
Square Enix.
Oh,
Square,
Square
yep.
Enix!
Nick, go get your
and
Nick.
Nick, you're
Hold on.
Quick. I'm making you bigger. Quick. Go.
Are they announcing
Quick,
they
get
purchased
it.
Square Enix right here?
Hold on. I'm waiting to make sure.
I'm
But
fucking
that's
waiting
not
for
it.
you.
Make sure.
It is.
You know what game it is on that image.
Let's go get your
Those
little thing.
sneaky devils.
I don't know yet.
Xbox players.
Oh, Nick.
My name is Masaru Oyamada, producer for the Mana series here at
Yes, Mana
Square
series.
Yep, that's
Enix.
Visions.
There you go.
That's Visions of Mana, all right?
Show it,
聖
Nick.
剣伝説 Visions
Oh.
of Mana の情報を
This looks so cool in the trailer.
ユー
There
ザー
it
の
is.
皆さん
All
に
right.
いち早くお伝えできる機会をいただけて大変光栄
That's
です。
the
Oh, I
DM
gotta
I
make it
got, and
smaller.
I'm like, man.
約17
Yeah.
年ぶりとなる
And for the
聖剣伝
record,
説シリーズの
like,
完全新作
The
Nick
first
was
one?
right.
聖剣伝説シリーズは
Why not?
Such a good
Make them
game.
ファイ
happy.
ナルファンタジー外伝として誕生して
I'll
以
put
降
us up on the side so we don't cover the
マナと
subtitles.
聖剣をめぐって描かれる愛をテーマに個性豊かなキャラクターたち
And
That's
That's
the DM I got, and I'm like, Visions of Mana is so
ア
odd.
クション RPG としてこれまでに17作発売され長らく愛されてきました。
Is this all of the Mana games?
本作は
Yeah, 17 of them.
30年以上の歴史あるシリーズの最新作となるためこれまで培われてきた聖剣伝説として
Did you read the
世界を
poster?
しっかり感じられるものを目指し
Couldn't,
て
I
鋭
couldn't
意
see
制
it
作
on
中
the
です。
size of the screen.
Visions of Me. I
フィ
made
ー
it
ルドで
bigger.
は
I made it way
自然
bigger.
や精霊とのつな
I
がりを
wasn't
感じ
watching
ら
the
れ
stream, I
る
was
実
watching
際
Stream.
豊かな聖剣伝説の世界を体験してもらえると思います。
Yeah, Mr. Hipshot. When I got told Visions of Mana was the 5th game, I said to people, I'm like, people are going to find this weird and ask, why is this here? That's exactly what I
Maybe
said.
at the
I'm like,
very
that's
end,
exactly
a thing will
why
pop
they-
up that makes them understand why.
Look, I assume they're trying to cozy up to Square and let people know that, hey, we're friends with Square. We love Square and Square loves us, I guess.
I mean, we're about to get
Yeah,
like
very
this.
much a business-driven decision
I'm
as much as
cool.
it is
That
a
coat.
good game coming to the
I'm so
platform.
happy to introduce the
I mean,
new
we get
West
14
game
next month,
in the
right?
Mana
Open beta,
series
which
to
Xbox
Xbox
fans have been asking
players.
for, what, 7 years at
初
this
期の
point?
頃から
More,
シリー
maybe?
ズ作品に登場している
16 does end up coming, and
私が
it's like
考
a,
案したものです
back to back to back.
中には小学生の頃すでにイメージができていたものもあります今作では初めはドット絵からスタートしたモンスターたちをどのような形で最新化して
That is a
聖剣
well-dressed
伝
man.
説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナに落とし込むかデザインの方向性からモデルの完成イメージまでを監修する立場でプロジェクトに参加しました
Ooh, woo.
聖剣伝説フ
あいやいや
ァイナルファンタジー外伝を作っていた頃から自分の頭の中ではモンスターたちは
The words Final
立体的
Fantasy
に
were uttered at an
生き生き
Xbox
と動
show.
いてこれまで自分が携わった作品ではそれらをどうやって当時の技術で表現できるかにこだわって作ってきました最新作では聖剣伝説のモンスターたちのただ可愛いだけではなく
They're so adorable
恐ろしさ
enough
の
to kill
部
them
分
all.
もしっかりと
That's
表
most of
現で
these
きているの
games.
でバトル中はモンスターたちの表情に
This is pretty
も
good.
注目してください
Yeah, this
Like an
actually looks
arena
pretty
you fight
good.
in.
これまで
Yeah.
聖剣伝説シリーズには空を旅する
It was very
海を
clean
渡る手
looking.
助けをしてくれる頼もしい
Again,
仲間たちがいましたが
visually great,
今
but
作には
It's
not a- it's not a Nick
に
game.
欠かせない新たな仲間が
It's
登
not a
場
Nick
し
game
ます
Ooh, that's cool.
陸上を猛
I
スピ
said
ード
it.
で
I
関
said
わっ
it
て
in
く
the
れる
Discord. I'm like, this
ピッ
doesn't
クル
make
も
sense.
シーさ
I'm
んが
like,
新たに考
I
案してくださってい
didn't
ま
want to
す
say that it was mana because I didn't want it getting screenshotted
新
and
たな仲間を
fucking
考え
posted
るにあた
everywhere.
っては今作のマスコットキャラ
And
クター
yes,
にな
I
るくらい
told Miles.
可愛
That's
い
why you've seen
動物に
Miles
したいという
so
漠
excited.
然とした思
Say,
いが
In fact, I
ooh,
better
the
check his Twitter.
direct.
その上でヨークシャテリアの毛並み
There's one thing, and we'll see if it happens at the end. Nobody's saying anything. There's one thing that if it happens at the end would make sense.
具体的なイメージが浮かんできて
Yes.
それぞれ
We'll
の
save it
特
for
徴
the
を
end.
know what that
We'll
is.
see if it happens.
ラフ
Yeah.
デザインを書き起こしましたデザイナーにもアイデアを出してもらいながら足の長さや丸まった時のイメージなどゲームの中での見え方も考えながら
Be cool.
調整を重ねていきピックルは
That's a
誕
cool
生
map,
し
I'm
ま
not
した
gonna lie.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a very nice looking
I'll
game.
just say it because it was speculation. Like my source speculated when they told me Visions of Mana was the 5th game. They speculated maybe because it's a game part. Like that was just speculation on their part.
I guess we're not waiting
They
till the
didn't.
end.
No, no, we are. I muted him the moment he said it.
Okay, I won't repeat that then.
It's going to be like a minute or two. We can wait.
新たな試みとしてフィールドの探索からバトルま
Well,
で
they
をシー
speculated
ムレス
that.
に体験でき
They
る
didn't say
今
that's
作では
happening.
インタラクティブミュージックを導入しており冒険の没入感を高めてくれます探索中の BGM
It's probably a part of trying to get Square stuff.
This is a really big deal for Xbox fans that play JRPGs.
Well, you know, if you're going to have a third-party console, you need to have your third parties on board, right?
Yeah, 100%. No, but seriously, having Square on their show front and center like this is when's the last time?
Well, that's what I mean. They're clearly trying to cozy up to Square, but
And
I
Square
still think
fans,
it's weird.
And we're happy to say we have been acquired by Microsoft now.
空中でのアクションがバトルの鍵となっており
Oh god, I still want that. Not because I care about Square, because
You
just
want
the
the
salt.
The drama and
Salt
meltdowns
would
would
be
be
amazing.
そして本作ならではの特徴として聖剣伝説シリーズではおなじ
This
みの
looks
精霊
pretty
たちがい
close.
ま
Did
す
they give
が
a date for this? This looks pretty
その
complete.
力を宿した武器を使うと
Can't remember.
バトルを手助けしてくれるよ
No,
う
I
に
don't
な
think they gave a
りま
date.
す
I do love the art
精霊
style
によ
of
って
this
は
game
様々
though.
な特性の違いがありますので
Reminds me a little
その
bit
効
of
果とともに聖剣伝説の世界らしい不思議な力で
Tales of
爽快な
Vesperia?
バトルを楽しん
Or
でいただ
Eternal
けます
Sonata? Eternal Sonata.
オリジナル
Shit,
モン
they
スタ
got
ー
bright.
やピックルにも注目してほしいのですが聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナは聖剣伝説らしさを
A leather
感
jacket?
じてもらえ
Those need
る
to come
作
back
品に
to.
なるよう小山田君を中心に
They are. He brought him
チ
back
ームの
now.
みんなが頑張って作ってくれていますのでぜひ発売日を楽しみに待っていてください 私自身もプレイするのを楽しみに
Never
してい
played a
ます
mana game before, but I'm going to take this review away from
聖剣伝説シリーズとして
Changes make
初
me
め
sad.
て Xbox
Sacred of Mana
ユー
is
ザ
a
ーの皆さん
really
に
good
お届けする本作聖剣伝説
One of the
ビ
best
ジョン
of
ズ・
the
オブ・マナは
played it
今
back
後も
when
さ
it
ま
was
ざま
on
な
Super
情報をお
Nintendo,
届けして
but
いきますので
or
ぜひご期
Yeah,
待
that's
く
when I
ださ
played
い
it.
yeah,
この夏
I haven't played since.
この忘れられない冒険を Xbox ユーザーの皆さんに楽しんでいただける日が
First time he's ever
今
said the
から
word
待ちきれま
Xbox
せ
in
ん
his entire life. Summer 2024.
Summer. Okay. Okay.
Yep.
So there is.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
there you go.
I can move us back down. Get us out of the way.
Okay, so they didn't mention Game Pass or
Yeah.
anything, which means it
No.
might still happen,
No.
but I'm going to assume not. Oh, yeah, there's so much.
No.
Oh, my God.
I told you they'll finish on indie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
of
for
course.
sure.
Big.
Yeah. It's so crazy.
Alright,
We've
this
never
should be
seen a
giving a release
screenshot
date.
of that game, and yet now we get gameplay.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's the Bethesda way,
Love
right?
it. I love the
Hello.
I love the way
And
Bethesda
welcome to
market.
Oxide
Yep.
Games.
The best way.
We founded the studio in 2013 with our decades of personal experience
Jeez.
building some of the most beloved strategy games of all
That's a
time,
long time
like
ago.
Civilization 5.
10 years.
We came together to create something new and innovative in a genre we all love. Ara History Untold is the game we've dreamt of making.
Ara is an homage to historical gamers, strategy gamers, 4X gamers. It features all the depth and gameplay fans of this genre love, where you'll explore the world, expand your nation, govern your people, and engage with your rivals on the international stage. But it isn't just more of the same.
Oh, Ashes
With
of the
Ara, we
Singularity
wanted
was
to
the first
challenge
one.
some of the
so
preconceived notions about the
Oh,
genre,
okay.
push it forward in a modern, empowering, and truly compelling and approachable way.
For example, we have over
mean,
100
Civ is a great
instruments on
game.
display in the office.
I
which
didn't like
are all
Humankind much.
Things that we purchased in order to add to the
Or is it
soundtrack
Humanity?
and
Whatever one it was.
expand the game and make it really good. Hi, Dan. That's Dan. We
That's
started
great.
in his basement. It's been an amazing process to see from concept to completion. We started small, building a robust game engine, questioning our design assumptions, and prototyping out features, rediscovering what made us
This is the
fall in love
potential
with
to be
strategy games
really,
in the first
really good.
place.
The end
Yeah.
result is Ara, the historical grand
But it'll be
strategy
a
game that presents a living
strategy
world
game, so it doesn't
where
count
you can rule
if it
how
gets
you
like a
want to
90 or
rule
something.
and chart your own path to becoming the most
Always a
prestigious
reason.
nation on the planet.
For Ara, we knew we needed deep systems with outcomes that encourage exploration and give players the power to experiment and make meaningful strategic choices while still having agency over their playstyle.
This is going to be a
We
good year
also
for
wanted to
strategy
explore
games.
more in different
Gonna
parts
guess I
of
don't go as
history
deep as
and give
Crusader
players
Kings,
from
though.
around the world the chance to see the
I
game
hope not.
reflect
That gets
their
way too
unique
deep. I end up dropping
perspective,
that game, man.
and not just ours.
Deep and,
And finally,
it doesn't
we
shy
knew that
away
for
from the
players
worst
to
parts
feel
of
the
history
impact
and
of their
how
decisions,
royal
they
marriages
would
can
need
work.
to see their choices
Oh, yeah.
reflected in the game world itself, not just through numbers on a menu. One of the first differences you'll see when you dive into Ara is what we call the living world. It's a procedurally generated alternate Earth,
That's
first
just
with
good.
life, an
Fair
intuitive,
bit better than the
authentic,
first time they
and
showed it
immersive
to you.
space,
Yeah.
a blank canvas for players to paint the society of their dreams.
The living world isn't just a map. It reflects the choices players make over the course of the game. They can see
Can't wait to play this
everything
on
from the
Switch,
settling
too.
of the wilderness to cultural influence on architecture over time to the thousands of citizens living their lives and reacting to the changes.
Wow.
We want players to feel like they're truly occupying the world,
This is
leading their
definitely a
people
Nick
as they
game.
thrive and grow. Core to the vision of
Mm.
Ara is our philosophy of
Very.
rule how you
You ever
want
played
to rule.
Civilization, Nick?
And no feature better exemplifies this than the Prestige system.
Not
Or Age of Empires
To win a game
or
of Ara,
anything
They're very-
like that.
very
players will
different
compete
games.
with their rivals
It's not
to build
real-time
the most
strategy.
influential, impressive, and
It's like a board
important
game,
nation
but,
the world has
you know.
ever known. This is measured by prestige.
My
the
brother-in-law
player's
actually
score
likes
that
playing
proves
stuff
their
like
worth
that,
as a leader.
surprisingly.
The Prestige
Yeah, my
system
uncle
I
was
say
really
surprisingly
into
because he's a
Decide
COD
what
player.
kind of leader you
He's
want.
like a hardcore COD
Do they
player,
want to
yet he'll
pursue
play
great
something
works
like
of arts and
Age.
culture?
Have
Military
you played
might.
like Catan or anything like that? Or
Scientific
Risk?
advancement? The choice is theirs. Ara,
Carcassonne?
there are no
Does that
set
count?
victory conditions.
I'm not sure.
Players get to decide what is most important to them and focus and prioritize on those goals while still being able to win the game.
Personally, when I play Ara, I like to build triumphs.
Very pretty.
Triumphs are our collection of incredible monuments and architectural achievements from throughout human history. Like the Great Pyramid of Giza. They're hard to build, but worth it, giving huge prestige bonuses and game-changing abilities to the nation that constructs them.
Another aspect of Ara that I'm personally excited about is our crafting system.
The crafting system offers a unique challenge to the player that they generally won't see often in the 4X genre. Succeeding at balancing, gathering the right things, turning them into the tools that you need, and then finally getting to the outcome or reward of something like an important improvement or triumph just changes the challenge that exists in Ara compared to other 4X games.
Crafting plays out in Ara at a national scale, with players honing and
Can we pre-order
combining the
Hellblade?
natural
Is
resources
that
they
right?
harvest into all manner of goods and components.
I don't see it for
Those are
pre-order
the
on the site, yeah.
foundation for everything, from international trade to improving their cities and citizens' lives, and even manufacturing the weapons necessary to draft military units. The crafting system in Ara encourages thoughtful, advanced planning. It rewards players who can see the strategic outcome of all their collective
We have
decisions,
someone in chat saying
not
Hellblade
just the
is
individual
$50.
ones.
This is a
I'm proud of
50-minute
the work
show.
that's gone into our simultaneous
20
turn
minutes
system.
on indie, or
Many strategy games have players alternate taking turns and
Sixth
reacting to their
game.
opponent's moves.
I'm just looking at the clock. Is this 20 minutes on indie?
Yeah,
Or
but
20?
This rewards players' ability
This
to
is a
17
Civ.
minutes on
This is
indie?
the thing
to
about a
predict
Civ game.
and
It's probably going to be
strategically
most of the
plan
show, and
for
then we
variety of
get
scenarios
a minute or
in the
two on
moment.
indie.
This system makes
Civs are
Ara
never
just
quick.
feel more real. In a typical strategy game, once your turn is finished, you have to wait for a long time. With simultaneous turns, generally speaking, those
Yeah,
times
realistically,
are
this will be
really
another
low.
2-3 minutes
you
and
get
you'll
to
be
keep
like
playing
15.
the game and stay engaged rather than having those periods of downtime where you're not doing
Doesn't seem like they've updated the store page
It's
for
not
some
easy
yet, even though the date's
sifting
out.
through all of history and picking what to include. For Ara, we wanted to offer a fresh perspective, so we looked at cultures
Might
and
be,
societies throughout the
press
millennia
releases we
with the
don't get,
broadest
you never
lens
know.
possible.
Where this approach really shines is in our leaders. Leaders are so often seen as military personnel or prominent government figures, but leaders come in so many different forms. They're thought leaders, scientific and cultural prodigies, and many more.
Each leader in Ara has a number of special abilities determined by their personality traits, as well as a powerful and unique
It was
leader
10
trait
minutes of
informed
gameplay
by their contributions to world
for indie.
history.
With a diverse
So it might be
global
longer
roster,
talking,
we know
too.
players will find
Yeah,
leaders that they
fair.
will
Yeah,
want
it might be
Name a
just like a
few that may
straight up
surprise them with how
10-minute
fun it is when those leaders
gameplay
are
demonstration.
given
Of just
reins of power.
you take someone taking the controller and basically
For
playing
us
it,
at
maybe.
Oxide,
Yeah, or just there's
player
a lot
feedback
more
is
to
the
talk about
only way to
because
really
we've
understand
seen
what
all
you're
the other
making.
games
It gives
before.
us that priceless perspective from the people we're making Ara for. You.
Building the game alongside real players has given us that critical player
my internet
feedback.
went weird and
In the
my
end, we
Premiere
believe this
crashed a
makes
little
for a
bit.
deeper connection between the players
So
and
can
the
you
game.
guys
One
give
of
me
my
a
favorite
shout
examples
when
Guy
is when we
talking.
first introduced the concept of dangerous wildlife.
Yeah,
Dangerous.
I'm on
Well,
Wi-Fi,
in
believe it
our
or not.
first iteration, it was maybe a little
Because
bit
my
too
work
aggressive.
computer
there's
has
an
to
Xbox
have the
wire
Ethernet.
We knew we
Stop.
should
That's not what
probably
we're
make a
talking
change
about.
when one of our insiders made a forum post that was just
Cougars, cougars.
Cougars, I hate cougars!
someone get these
How am I a
feline
downer?
demons away from me.
I was making a joke.
I'm
They just
happy
do the
to report,
Cougars
based
bit.
on more recent feedback, that I think we ended up in a good place with the overall threat
I don't see an
level of
Xbox
Mountain
Wire
Lions
post, is
to
there?
a player's
Oh, just
citizen.
like-
Yeah, right here. Okay, so I'm gonna link it
It's
to you
been
guys.
years of hard
Interesting.
work
So
to
this
I'm
create
reading
a
it.
changes things a
strategy
little bit.
experience like no other.
And
And
the
we're so
relevant line
excited
while
that we
Ara
can
is still there.
finally see the finish line.
Senua Saga 2
We can't wait for players to get their hands on the game later this year.
But the launch of
Focus
Ara is
narrative,
only the
or
beginning.
digital only
We're going to
at the
maintain our
price of
insider program
full-time
after the release
premium.
date and continue to listen to players and support the game into the
Really?
future.
Yeah.
On behalf of everyone
Interesting.
at Oxide Games, thank you
Okay.
for joining us today. We can't wait for you to play Ara and to create
That's
your
a
own history.
podcast topic for you
Yeah,
guys.
50
Oh.
bucks. Also, they said digital-only distribution offered us to create a game of length that fit perfectly with our intended experience. Well, there you go, Nick. No bloat.
Yeah,
So
get
that's
exactly
what
what
you're
you
saying.
wanted in that sense.
What? What was that?
Ninja Theory
Hellblade
literally
was
saying there's
50
no bloat in their post
$50
about it.
Oh,
short
God.
experience.
Yeah.
Thank God. If it's just a prettier version of the first game with some better combat, I'll take it.
It's indie now, right? Everyone, indie? Yeah, indie?
I'm
Let's
going to
see.
make us
Okay,
a
let's
little
see this.
smaller.
Yeah.
Alright, guys.
No talking.
What? We're here to
Hej
react.
och välkommen till Uppsala, Sverige,
No.
här hos Machine Games. We are really excited to finally be able to share our
Guys,
work
not
on
very nice.
Indiana Jones. Since the first film came out, Indiana Jones has always represented the ultimate adventure.
Don't show Crystal
Even
Skull.
today, it's one of the most iconic franchises
gonna.
in pop culture.
No.
In this game,
Yes.
you aren't just playing.
There's only 3
They
films.
stopped at Last Crusade.
Well, that
They
does
stopped
need
at
this,
Last
though.
Crusade.
This has got to be set in those time period. It's not going to be older indie at all.
Of Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
When Todd Howard first told us about his vision for the game, we knew we would be a very good fit to help.
I want to see when Indy was dating 15-year-old
I've wanted to make
Marion
an Indiana
Ravenwood.
Jones game forever, I'd had this
There he
idea
is.
for
What
what
the
it would
flip?
be like and the story, what Indy was
Nope,
going
almost
after,
saw the game.
what period of his life it was in, what kind of arc he was going to have.
Okay, so
And
this
as
is
the
going to
years
go for
went
a
on,
long
I thought,
time.
who would be
Well, yeah,
like
the
the
show
best
goes for another
studio in the world
14 minutes.
to make this? And it was my friends at Machine Games. I can remember pitching Lucasfilm on the game and being, a little bit nervous because, look, it's, Indiana Jones, and their response was just overwhelmingly positive, and just that excitement has bled through the whole project, and they have just been so trusting and supportive of everything that we want to do with the game. It's been a long time. I've been a fan of this my whole life, and I couldn't be more excited to show you what the team here has been up to. Let's take our first look at the new Indiana Jones game.
Let's do it.
Let me tell you what you are missing.
Ooh, 60.
Dr. Jones.
Oh, it's Machine
While
Games.
you were playing your pointless game, I was playing you. You're wondering if maybe you should have built yourself a life of meaning
It is Harrison.
instead of
The face would
feeling
definitely be.
dead and forgotten in the sense
This is very good looking.
of
Yeah.
In their style. It's very Wolfenstein.
I'm so delighted! I'm so delighted right now! Oh.
Oh, wow. That looked good. First person.
First person.
Oh! Okay, alright.
History. Just different ways to interpret the past.
Okay, it's not Harrison Ford speaking.
Thousands of years of humanity's thoughts
Troy Baker.
and beliefs.
That's
Scattered
it?
and buried.
Nice.
Just
I
waiting
mean, it does sound like Indiana Jones.
Third person.
to be found.
I wish.
You can't just run away from your problems, Indiana.
It's definitely not him. 'Cause
Marcus!
He's dead in real life, so that's what it sounded like.
I know, but it's Marcus.
Yeah.
Oh.
Jumps between first and third, like
Yeah,
a special guy said above me. Wilhelm.
First person whip combat.
Mankind has built sites of great spiritual significance. If you were to draw a line through these ancient sites around the globe,
Definitely
you get a
sounded like.
perfectly aligned circle.
Yeah.
The Great Circle.
See how it went into
One
third
myself.
person there as well?
Yeah, maybe you can choose? No.
No, it's
And that's what I mean.
it's contextual.
I didn't get. I wasn't given details in terms of the mix between first and third.
Oh my god, it looks really nice.
Okay, then. Let's see if you can keep up.
What do you mean if I could keep up?
Definitely getting DMC. Yay!
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
Holy shit! I'm just so hyped to play this.
Protector of the Circulimani.
So it definitely seems like the name is the
Great
Great
Circle.
Yeah.
You have any idea how old that was?
Amazing. Oh.
Indiana Jones is such an iconic character, and
I
he
am
means so
fucking
much to so
delighted
many
right now.
people. Everyone here at the studio has their own indie stories and memories.
Get us off of people's names.
Most of us grew up with his adventures and have been fans of the movies and the character for years. He's a brilliant archaeologist.
I don't know if
he's
I can let you have this one,
a charismatic
John.
everyman. He's passionate and determined. And for us, he's synonymous with adventure.
Now we have the opportunity to tell a new Indiana Jones story for a modern gaming audience. Our game is all about putting you in Indy's shoes, letting you see and feel what he sees and feels. For us at Machine Games, we do that best through first person. It's the ideal perspective to bring you into the rich, exciting, and interactive world we've built. We believe that being up close and personal to the adventure is key, making each action feel like your own.
Whether it's cracking your whip, solving puzzles in ancient temples, or seeing your knuckles go bloody in a fistfight, All of these moments are much more intense in first person.
Trust.
But we still
Yeah,
want him
that's
to have
exciting.
those moments.
Big punch,
Seeing
dude.
his iconic silhouette with the hat, the whip, and so for things like cutscenes and environmental traversal, we pull the camera back for a third-person view.
Okay.
Stop being correct, Nick. I'm so sick
Indiana
of it.
Jones and the Great Circle.
I said it would be a bit
between
like
Raiders of the Lost
Chronicles
Ark
of Riddick
and the
Escapes from
Last
Butcher
Crusade.
Bay, and that's exactly how that game did it.
When our game
So
begins,
canon to the
Indiana
movie.
is working at Marshall College.
It's between the first
He
and third
wakes up
movies
in the middle
because
of the night,
Temple of Doom
sounds
is
of
a
a break-in,
prequel
and rushes to
to Raiders of
confront
the
the
Lost
thief
Ark.
in the college
Goes
museum.
before it.
The mysterious giant of a man makes off with what seems
Hey,
to be a
Candyman.
historically
Yeah.
insignificant
Yeah.
artifact.
It's Venom.
Sparking Indiana's curiosity.
No, to me
Following
that's
the trail,
Candyman.
Indiana
Well,
heads to the
but
Vatican,
more
hoping to
recently he
learn why
voiced
this
Venom.
particular relic was stolen.
I know,
and discovers
but I'm
that things
43 years
aren't
old.
what they appear.
To me,
Shut
he's
up.
Candyman.
Trying to hear
It was
this.
Venom.
He starts pulling at the strings of a mystery, and it all unravels until he has no choice but to see it through to the end, whatever the end may be.
This should be a good game.
It's gonna be really good.
Outside of they haven't missed outside of Youngblood,
Maybe in Vatican. Stop.
which was the games as a service.
We always
push.
talk about how clever Indiana Jones is. That had to be one of our guiding principles when we were thinking about the type of game we were making. It wouldn't be indie if he wasn't using his wits to get through the situation. The most authentic Indiana Jones experience we can make is the one that makes you think first.
Oh, I love this. This is just my type
They
of
gave away
game
the
all
Now
over.
I
This should be a
know
good
how to
game.
do that
come
puzzle.
with the revolver or a gun taken from a disarmed guard. But I think most of the time you'll have more
Oh
fun.
yeah, I'll need to
and,
take a
be honest,
screenshot of
more
that.
genuine indie experience by finding more clever ways to solve a problem.
We always want to be offering more solutions, whether it's trying a different path through the environment to get around enemies, observing enemy
Never go on
patrols
Twitter.
and using them to your advantage, or using the tools
Why?
at your disposal, like the whip.
They're complaining
It's
about
an
first
amazing
person.
global
Some people
adventure
aren't, sure.
with action propelling you through your journey.
I warned
We
them.
have these really diverse environments for you to explore. Indy's journey will take him to the forgotten temples of Sukhothai, the pyramids of Egypt, the snow-peaked Himalayas, and beyond.
Ooh.
We look
I miss games like
carefully at
these,
each
you know?
location
Not one
and the
giant
time
open
period
world,
the
just like an
game is set
adventure
in,
story.
and we're trying
Yeah.
to
That's
make
why
it as
not.
authentic and accurate
Like
as
if this is
possible.
just a linear
We love
game, that's
creating a
great.
rich, vibrant
It
world.
is, it
And
is,
in this
100%.
game,
It'll be a
we also had a
story-driven
goal of making it
A to
feel
B.
like a true cinematic Indiana Jones adventure.
Can't wait for
One of the
PlayStation
biggest
fans
ways
to
do
say
that
they
is
copied
with the
Uncharted.
John Williams is the original composer for the indie films, and we're
Who copied
really lucky to
Uncharted,
have
who
found
copied
Gordie
Tomb Raider,
Howe,
who copied
a composer
Pitfall, who
who's been able
copied
to capture
Indiana
Williams'
Jones.
essence
Who copied
with his
Indiana
score for The
Jones.
Great Circle.
It's come full circle. A great
This is
circle,
really
one
cool.
might say.
Like,
We
if you're an
also
Indiana
take a
Jones
very
fan, this is a
movie-like
movie
approach
you've been
to
waiting
things
for.
like
essentially.
cinematics. We're very physical
But not
with
a
our
game.
production style. We use a lot of stunt actors. Things like this
That's
help us
awesome.
bridge the gap between making a game and making a movie.
And of course,
People
our
get injured
characters
in
do a
these
lot
things.
This is
to
where
help
they're going to
bring the
blow
world to
people
life
away
as
with the
well.
release date.
Next to Indy,
I can just
Gina
smell
is
it.
our other main
Ah,
antagonist.
2026.
Where Indy is pursuing answers just for
I
the
hope
sake
so.
of curiosity, Gina has a personal stake.
I might
and
actually
gets into
play
the
this.
bottom of the core mystery.
It looks really good. I mean, if it's
Wow,
linear
you
narrative,
playing a
it's okay.
first-party
Reporter
Xbox
who
game,
has a
huh?
lot riding on this adventure.
Yeah, I might actually play this
She's
one.
been tracking a lead for some time, and now she's found
My
an
wife will
ally in
probably
this
wanna watch the
determined
cutscenes.
American professor. Their paths are
You'll watch the cutscenes for this, though, 'cause
and
it's
they'll
indie,
need each
right?
other in order to get to the bottom.
I probably
of this
wouldn't
mystery.
have, but my wife will probably want to watch them.
Okay,
Oh, why am I fighting
let's
this
see if
guy?
we can keep up.
Fight. What do you mean if
The
I
fact that they've got
We
Harrison
always
to say
love
yes to
our
using
villains.
his
I
likeness
think we might
just
have found a
seals the
favorite
deal
one
for
just
me.
in
It's his
Emmerich
favorite
Ross.
character, I
He's
think
this
he's always said.
intense
So
psychological man.
yeah.
He's obsessed with the human mind and manipulating it.
He's highly intelligent and the perfect foil for Indy. They're both brilliant
And
people
Indy's in
compelled by the
Fortnite,
passions and obsessions,
so maybe the young
but
people will
driven
like
down wildly different roads.
He creeps up
The-
on you
the
and
Jeff
gets
Bradley
I
under
remember
your
if I
skin,
got
gets under your
Indiana
skin.
Jones in
It's
Fortnite.
captivating.
I think I did.
And forgotten in the
first person means it'll play well too, which is I'm all in for, you know?
One of our mottos for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is adventure first. But in every indie adventure, there are always those moments where he finds himself
I think there
in
was,
the action.
yeah, Trev, I
That's
think
been
there
one of
was an
those
indie
balancing
Fortnite
acts
skin.
for us, and we've ended up with this sort of
am
hybrid
I-
experience
did I dream
that
that?
mixes melee combat, stealth, and gunplay.
Might have been.
How you approach any given situation is up to you.
I hear a hard drive.
Sneak
I heard a
around
hard
an enemy
drive
patrol, or
get
maybe you'll just
unplugged,
pick
and
up a
it's because my
shovel
cat
and
was on
whack
top of my
them on the
computer.
back of their head. And when you can't use your wits,
External.
you got Indie's most iconic tool.
Yeah, he
Just like
did.
you see
Indiana
in
Jones is in
movies, one of our
Fortnite. I've
goals
got
has
it.
been
I
to
didn't-
make
I
the
said
whip
that for a
as
reason.
fun
Yeah.
and multi-purposed as possible.
So they'll probably
We
bring
want
him
to
back to the
integrate
store,
it
I
into every
assume.
aspect of the game.
You can use it as
The
a
whip will
traversal
make and
tool
break
to make your way
combat
around the
in the
environment. You can use it as a distraction. And yes,
They're like, what the
you
hell's
can
that noise?
absolutely use it in combat.
Oh, that's cool.
Everything you'd expect from Indie's whip.
Yeah, that looks
and
nice.
hopefully a little bit more.
That's so good.
He can no longer be a guard because he took a
Puzzles
whip
are
to
a
the
key
knee.
feature
No,
in our game.
no.
The spirit
I have
of
to say,
discovery is
so far
important
this looks
to
like a
Indiana Jones.
genuinely good game.
Obviously, there are a handful of puzzles
Machine
on the main
games
path,
make genuinely
but
good
a lot
games.
of puzzles are optional and are
Youngblood,
just there for the players who
the
want to
exception,
experience
but-
them.
That one
79
felt forced.
Metacritic.
Small secrets and hidden puzzles that
Oh
blend
my God.
right
Oh, I
in
wanna
with
play
their
it.
surroundings.
One thing I love about our game is the level of interactivity that we have.
Be funny if we
We
get.
have
So what
this
are you
world
guys
of
seeing now? Am
mystery
I in front of
anything
you?
could potentially hide a
A
secret.
woman talking.
The
in a
more
green
you
sweater.
look, the more you'll discover.
Okay.
Now cut to Indy.
Oh, that's right, Jazale. He was too. He wasn't in the store. Yeah, that's right. It was a while back. I don't remember. Sorry.
He's got a shiner.
I want to thank you all for joining us for our big reveal of Indiana Jones and the Great
Looks very good.
Machine Games is known
Come on.
for creating
Yeah, I
these
agree, Trev.
rollercoaster experiences with
It'll be a
huge set
79 on
pieces,
Metacritic.
surprising twists and
Hellblade
immersive
2
narratives.
as well.
It's exciting for us that we
Avowed.
have been able to
Hellblade will
stay
be about
so
an
true to the
83.
Indiana Jones franchise and create such an authentic experience while still
Or it's
being
going to be
able
like
to
this. Do they do the
showcase
thing
what
where
makes
at
us
the beginning it's
us.
like an 88,
We are
and then all the people who
making a
didn't get
game
their
for
codes give the 3s and 4s
whether
to knock
you
it
are
down to
very
83.
familiar with the franchise
That's
or
the
not.
Starfield thing people
Because at the
ignore.
heart of Indiana Jones is an incredible adventure, and I think that's something everyone wants to be part of.
The reviews will all be.
I'm also very excited to
Oh.
announce that Indiana Jones and the Great Circle will be
we
coming
go.
later
Stick
this
your
year,
head.
Okay.
and we cannot wait
Okay.
to share
It
more
is 2024.
See Todd?
The back.
See Todd in the background?
That too. All right, 2024. Hell yeah.
Yeah. So it'll be the full. It'll be a full game then, or like September, October, something like that.
You're going to have a good second half of the year with this and Avowed.
And that looks good.
Yeah, that looks fantastic.
Oh, that looked really good.
That looks
God
really good.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. All right, Avowed looks great. Hellblade 2 looks great. Ara History Untold looks great. I'm actually kind of surprised at how good Visions of Mana looks, and Indiana Jones looks great. So
Ending montage.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I tell you where the criticism's going to be.
I
The
trust it.
criticism is going to be that Hellblade 2 isn't this bigger experience. That it's still small, niche, $50.
Yeah.
Black bars, digital only experience. People are going to get pissed and go, oh,
Take one.
you wait.
Is it animals, children, and game developers?
Pretty sure they already have, so here, I'll make us bigger.
Our mission here at Ninja Theory is to craft
Ooh,
life-changing
21st of
art
May.
with game-changing
Yeah.
tech.
I'll play
Core to the
Hellblade.
vision
If
of
it's nice
Ara
and
is our
short, I'll
philosophy
play it.
of rule how you
Yeah, but
want
they
to
pretty much
rule.
said that it's not going to be some super long thing.
Stay
So
happy.
Thank
I
God.
would say probably 8 to 10 hours, maybe. That's me
Creating
guessing.
an
Watch
immersive
it become a thing
experience like
people think.
Avowed
you know.
is anchored in the world we
So the
build.
primary complaints we're gonna have of the show, I can already know, are gonna be about it.
You are
Because
just
generally the combat they
playing
showed was
as
pretty
in
slow.
you
It
are
was a little
Indiana
cartoony looking.
Jones.
Game's still not out yet, though. You know what I mean?
My name
And I feel like an
is
Obsidian
Masato
game doesn't.
今作はアクション RPG 聖剣伝説のアクション部
I
分
mean,
が
it's
強化
it's
され
the
ています
type of combat I would expect out of a story-first
Exactly.
RPG like that. It's not
So
supposed
I
to be.
think the
something
combat will be
third-person
good. It just it's hard to showcase melee combat.
thing. Especially when it's about you building your own character with your own
Exactly.
skill in those games.
Exactly.
In Indies a 7 because it's first person.
100%.
And they wanted
So,
third.
you know what? I think the a little bit of third person makes it 7.5. They'll bump it up a little. Ara looked really good too, but definitely really in depth. I'm not sure if I'll be able to play that.
That was a really good show.
Yep. We won't be
That's
doing the
good.
Elder Scrolls one.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about
We
a
don't know
game
the
that
game
none of
enough.
us play. So let's switch back to the main view. And
I already
well,
did.
how we all
Slowpoke.
how we all feeling? How we all feeling about things here? Nick,
That's good.
let's start with you. What were your thoughts across that show?
Yeah, everything was what I expected. I wasn't like I remember I kept seeing those black bars on Hellblade, and I was kind of hoping they wouldn't do an order 1886. I mean, I still enjoyed the order. It's not like the black bars made me not enjoy the order. It's just it's a video game. I want all the screen taken up. I don't want black. I don't want black
I'm
bars.
curious how it's going to work on PC. So, as an example, for someone with an ultra wide monitor, that is that aspect ratio without the black bars, right? So, am I going to get a full screen experience if I play the game on PC? But they've confirmed in an Xbox Wire post, it's a digital experience, similar length to the first game, $50, no physical release. So,
Really?
now, it's interesting because rewind to the end of 2023, we see an article, Hellblade 2 is the most important, Well, okay, straight away, this is going to be the negative latched onto point. It can't just be news. It can't just be, this is what we're making. This is what we developers have decided to make and release, and we're releasing it at a reasonable price. It's going to be a point of controversy, and I think that that's unfair. For me, I hear 8 hours, short and sweet, visual spectacle.
Well,
Yeah,
I read this is
happy.
exactly how long we wanted it. I'm in.
Yeah.
That's good. That's all. I'm fine with that. If this
Let
is
me mention that.
Also, if you put chat in, it just covers your whole face with the way I capture. Yeah, the private chat. But yeah.
There's no bad. In the Wire post, they specifically mentioned, they're like, yeah, we transitioned from an independent team to a bot team, but that didn't change our passion commitment to our studio mission, which is life-changing art with game-changing tech. So, I mean, they kept doing what they were doing. You know?
And Xbox is a highly digital platform. So for them, it keeps the budget way down because you normally have to make things to specific orders, and you just have a ton of copies of the game out there for an audience that has shifted to like 80 or 90% digital.
Oh,
whatever
the developer direct is already up on the portal.
Portal?
That you can't. Nothing. He said nothing. The developer direct.
Oh, that. Yeah. Okay.
Nope. No. Nick always forgets.
Oh, really?
It's almost like, Netflix has like
Oh,
episodes that'll be like 25 minutes and then 48 minutes, then 32 minutes, right? In a sense, they're using that, but the digital aspect of we make our game length whatever the hell we want it to be, right? We're not going to make it a 12-hour game because it's $70 or whatever. We don't care. And I got to respect that. I mean, if you wanted to make a Hellblade game 15 hours, you're going to need to add RPG mechanics. You'll need to add, environments and gear and crap like that no one really wants in a Hellblade game.
Yeah. Well,
yeah. I mean,
it looks great.
people are going to
me.
complain.
Oh, 100%.
This is going to be a complaint.
But hey, maybe it'll stop the most important game for Xbox.
No.
Things before we start.
That won't stop. It'll still be on there for many until it releases, and if it does fine, it immediately shifts to indie. And then that's it. It's just always what's up next, and indie will be bigger than Avowed for SEO. So indie will win out, and away you go.
If you enjoy narrative-led experiences of cinematic immersion, we're building Hellblade 2 for you.
I'll play it. If it's short and it's like beautiful and not bloated and it's simple and there isn't a million collectibles and it sounds like it's right up my alley. It's actually a lot of what I said I want Gears of War to be. Very visually spectacular,
Thankfully,
linear, short,
no,
a bit more survival horror.
Yes.
No.
Don't let yourselves get triggered by it. Ignore it.
If they want to do
I'm right.
We're not right at all. Gears
if they want to do a shitty offshoot of Gears that's survival horror, which goes against the entire ethos of the series, fine. You have always been a big roided up freak with a bajillion rounds in your gun that can take a pounding, but it's friggin' survival horror is the exact opposite of that. You're a little weakling who dies super fast and you have no ammo.
Action horror is the way to go, anyways, like Dead Space.
I think there is room in the universe for
more horror.
You're not a cog gear, whatever. You are a civilian surviving emergence day. There is a really cool story to be told there in the survival horror genre, but it doesn't have to be Coalition that makes that, you know? Like it could be a dev known for survival
You have the
horror.
best third-person shooting developers on the planet. Keep them on third-person shooters.
And when they did the Series X patch, it felt like a first-person shooter. It was so responsive feeling.
You know, my game became a first-person shooter for a little bit. That was a fun bug.
Yeah, that was funny. We saw a lot of Ara History Untold. I don't think it would be right to say that game particularly sings to anybody on the panel here. But I know a lot of people that are into Civ and other 4X type games. It looks very, very nice comparatively.
It looks like it has some depth and it's actually trying some different things. Like I don't play 4X games, but I like talk to some people who do. A lot of times a new game will release and they're like, it's the same thing, or they didn't do this properly.
Yeah,
so it's always
they
a bit
didn't do like Civ 2 that I really like. Or
exactly.
Whatever.
It's very like picky, super picky fan base. So I'm curious to see how that goes. They've been in they've been in like closed testing for months, if not more than a year. So I'm hoping they, use that to whatever the heck they do.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw a lot of Avowed, gentlemen. For the Obsidian fans here.
Yeah.
How are we feeling about Avowed?
Extremely
pretty
excited.
nice.
It looked a lot prettier. It looked a lot. The color palette looked prettier. So the game itself didn't, I don't think, look wildly different, but it wasn't as saturated and vibrant color-wise. And it's exactly what I would want out of Obsidian taking the world of the Pillars of Eternity universe and turning that into a smaller, more focused, almost what Elder Scrolls does, but in their way, kind of like they did with the Outer Worlds and kind of Fallout. Then you've got Avowed doing what they do best in the more, Elder Scrolls type of game, and it looks really goddamn good. It'll come down to the story and the writing and how customizable it can feel for your character, because that's what the big draw for these games is a lot of times. And I am also curious if they'd have a lot of mod support, because Bethesda is very unique in how just dedicated they are to making modding easy for their community. And I know people can do it with older Obsidian stuff, but I don't know how big. I've never looked into how big that is, so it could also be like a nice sandboxy thing for people to keep going for a long time.
Just really quick, I feel like Avowed was the game least ready to show out of the 5 they showed today. In the sense that you watch the footage, you can clearly tell most of it's captured in the same location, right? The combat footage was generally fighting the same types of enemies.
I did notice the enemies were the same in all the
It kind of
clips.
felt like this area is ready for capture. We'll use this to showcase some footage. We're still working on the rest, which is perfectly reasonable. The game's not out for another 7-8 months. You know what I mean? Magic only showed 1 spell, swords only a little. Like, I don't mind that though, because I feel like the purpose of this was to show, like, this is what we're working on. This is what it's going to be, but it's going to be, of course, more. Even like the quest they talked about was relatively basic, to be honest. Hey, you can choose to believe this guy or not believe this guy. Like it's not like this.
And we'll get this and Indie will get more of in June.
Exactly.
Too, so
even Indie showcased a lot more than Avowed did. Like I don't mean that as a negative for Avowed. I mean just that like Avowed, it's clearly still being worked on. But it's Obsidian, and they haven't made a damn bad game. You know what I mean? So
I think the lighting, like visually, it looks much
Yeah.
improved to what we saw last time. Again, I feel like people are forgetting that I don't think Obsidian have ever been a studio known for creating
graphical powerhouses,
like visually spectacular.
It's always
games.
been about
like
the quests, the stories, the
with CG trailers. And a CG trailer comes out, which is zero input by Obsidian. Maybe they storyboarded it. I doubt it. Right? The contract is some random third-party studio. They make a CG trailer. It looks amazing because it's a CG rendering. And the game releases and it looks very unlike that. It's why like Stealth of Midnight, it being in engine, means so much more to me than that CGI trailer for Avowed ever did. You know?
Yeah. I think Avowed definitely looks the roughest in shape. And I do wonder now in this post Bethesda acquired world, I feel like when Bethesda showed off Starfield, they were very upfront with the extra long developer direct on what it is, right? Like I went in going, this is a Bethesda game set in space, right? But no. That's not acceptable anymore. We want X, Y, and Z, right? And I'm curious to see, as much as Obsidian don't miss, are people going to go in and go, I know what I'm getting with this. This is a Bethesda-like, but with Obsidian flavor RPG, or are we going to see that same backlash about that old style of game? Like, it's not good enough anymore.
You don't even need to go to Starfield. The Outer Worlds got a fair bit of backlash from the core, not the core audience, like the vocal online audience. People who played it loved it. It was a great time as a budget game. You know what I mean? It was a good time. But people turned on it when they realized it wasn't Fallout, the complete Fallout experience. It was a little less that kind of thing. So, I mean, I think it'll be a mix. People knowing what they want will get what they want. People wanting Skyrim 2 will not get Skyrim 2.
Yeah. And that's the thing, because a lot of people have immediately already said this is Obsidian Skyrim, and I'm like,
no,
whoa,
it's not. It's
don't get the fuck down.
It would most likely be way more hub world or hub level based, like the Outer Worlds. It's not going to be a big map.
Yes,
like Skyrim was.
Perfectly fine. Also, it already has better combat than Baldur's Gate 3. All right, so it's already a better game. I'm just saying. I just, this constant desire for this industry to always compare one product against another product.
And also it has, people want it to look expensive to win the my game looks more expensive than your game's list, which is the heart of most online discussion, because people are going to keep bringing up how pretty like Hellblade is, but half of them won't even give a shit about what the themes of the game are or anything. It's just look at how pretty this is. Like, that's going to be their main talking point.
I can already sense it. It will be. These will be the criticisms. Ara will just be
too
like,
short.
It's a niche. Don't care about that.
Too short.
Hellblade will be digital only. Black bars. Hate that. Won't talk about how pretty it is or how new it's doing different things. Indie will be. It's not third person all the time.
It's not third person.
That'll be the complaint. Avowed. It's not ready. I can smell it already. Whatever. If you're watching, ignore that shit. All right. Play what you want to enjoy. That's the end of the story. It's just
the variety.
Yeah, I just read the I just read the wire on Hellblade, and they were like, "Yep, they're gonna make your game short." I'm like, "Oh, that's so good." It's short.
They had a thing in mind, and they wanted to stick to that. They didn't want to artificially lengthen it, which has hurt so many big AAA productions. Also, they're not that big. So if it was bigger and longer, it's not going to be ready for like years because it's just fucking, it gets enormous unless it becomes really repetitive.
It's okay to have a short, like it's fine to have a nice, short, visually spectacular, hyperlinear, like that's okay for stuff like that to exist.
I'm glad that they said this relatively early though, right? They put the messaging across. Yeah. Hey, this is our game. Don't expect a skill tree. Don't expect equipment, crap like that, right?
I'm really
shoehorned and they said, and it'll be cheaper too, just like Remedy said about Alan Wake 2. They said, and it'll be cheaper and digital only.
I beat Alan Wake in 12 hours, and it was incredible. If Hellblade's 8 or 10,
26 for me, because I was 100%ing it, so 26 for me.
You know what's interesting? In the Hellblade segment, they talked about how they want each fight to feel like you're struggling, barely making it out. In a full-sized game, that's not possible. Right? You can't play a God of War game and be like every single combat encounter is a struggle unless you're super high difficulty. Yeah. It sucks. Either way, you make a 5-6 hour game, you can actually do that. You can pull that off. Have memorable.
This is like, look, I know, I am very much in the minority on this, but if this is only 5 or 6 hours, I'll be so wrapped.
But no one's gonna. I don't say no one, but people aren't gonna play the game through Game Pass, right? So it's like even like that aspect of I'm not gonna spend $50 for a 5-hour experience. Man, don't spend $50.
Troy Baker is voicing Indiana Jones.
It is Troy
Told
Baker.
you.
All right. Next sources are way too good.
Oh, it's not my source. Someone, there was a screenshot posted in the Discord. Someone from another Discord, and there was this person that was just listing off all this stuff about Microsoft. And one of the things they said about Indy was, seems to be first and third person, Troy Baker is Harrison Ford. I'm like...
He did a pretty good impression, I feel like.
Fine. It was fine.
At first, I thought it was Harrison. At first. I actually thought it was him. So he's done an okay job there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just amusingly cruising a certain video game forum that's not XboxEra. So much complaining already. I'm just like, do you guys enjoy anything?
No.
Forget the complaining.
We haven't talked about not Xbox. They don't.
John, Indy, you saw it. You were flipping, going crazy
I
the
love it.
entire trailer.
I was grinning ear to ear, man. I am like modern games nowadays. A lot of them they start to dip into these RPG mechanics and leveling up, and they expand it out to drag out as much gameplay from you. So like I was already like, oh, Hellblade's a short experience. Okay, I'm in. But the fact of seeing Indy and hearing from the devs, like, hey, yeah, we actually want to make this feel like you're playing through one of the movies. And yeah, Indy isn't just about shooting. He solves puzzles of temples and things like that. He isn't always necessarily just grabbing, like going through a plethora of guns that are somehow magically on his back.
Right? Mass murdering hundreds of people.
He is stealth. He picks up a gun when he needs to. I mean, I love that they've lent into that. And you know, Escape from Butcher Bay on the original Xbox did exactly what Indiana Jones is doing. It combined first-person gameplay with third-person animations in certain areas, and it really worked. I mean, that was an incredible game. This looks just as good. I can't, I'm reading some of the complaints, and I'm just laughing my head off.
That did first-person, third-person too?
Yeah. Go back and look at some gameplay of Chronicles of Riddick Escape from Butcher Bay. It really did, and it did it well. So no reason that can't be done to an even better degree in 2024. So across the board, Indy for me is by far and away, like, I am insanely hyped to play that, and I'm imagining probably a fall, maybe a September date, something like that.
There's 3 fall games announced at the show. What dates do you guys think those are going to?
Yeah, so we've got Hellblade 2 is confirmed for May, and then we've got Ara History Untold is fall. Avowed is fall.
Yeah.
Indy is nebulous.
2024.
It just said 2020. It didn't say fall. It said releasing later this year. So, yeah, be very curious to see when that lands. If Hellblade 2 is a May game, Indy could be an August release, maybe. I mean, I'm just thinking.
You might think it released before fall?
Yeah. Maybe.
I was thinking November.
Could be. But then I'm just thinking ahead. Summer Showcase, Microsoft. They could pull out Playground Games, come out and demo Forza Horizon 6 like they usually do, and then it releases 3 months later.
Yeah.
That's usually a September release from memory.
And it looks
right, so we've got October and August there.
Right.
So.
They showcased a lot of different gameplay, a lot of different areas.
No. According to customer-centric.com, it looks janky as hell.
Indy?
What looks janky?
Indy.
Indy looks janky.
I don't know why you guys go on these places. They're horrible in every way.
I know. I was just amused. It's funny reading it.
In a Discord I was in, someone's like, yeah, it doesn't look good. And then someone made a really common point where they're like, you guys want games coming out at affordable times. You guys want developers not to struggle. And then you make a complaint when games don't look like picture perfect realistic. It's machine games.
And
right?
it's many months away, with graphics being the last thing that normally gets touched up every time.
And it already looks great right now.
Yep.
And by the way, Sol, in case you were wondering, no, they were not being sarcastic about Avowed. They truly think it looks terrible, and that the team on it should be fired.
Okay, they are
should be
insane.
delayed.
Like, it does. Yes. Like I said it, I'm like, this isn't a game that's for me. I won't play Avowed, but it looked nice.
People are used to like the hard. You know what Avowed was? It was really soft, almost like the resolution was a little lower in a way. But people are used to like the hard edges of Skyrim, or of like Fallout, like the New Vegas they showed. Avowed seems like it's following more the Pillars of Eternity style, which is more cartoony, which is more stylized. You know, I guess people weren't ready for that. I mean, either way, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be such a good game. Can't wait.
Yeah, I'm delighted that I'm going to play a lot of these. I mean, let's talk about Mana. A weird showing from.
Yeah,
it's making Square Enix happy.
And let's put this for the record, Nick. You told us about this DM you got two weeks ago. I want to say the show before the last show. I can't remember. When did you last?
No. Visions of Mana. The DM for Visions of Mana was only like a day or so ago.
Oh, really?
For Visions of Mana.
I'm confusing.
I only got it.
The DM you got.
You're confusing it with something else. I got the DM for Visions, and I'm saying to my guy, I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Why would they have Visions of Mana at this thing that's supposed to be a first-party thing? He's like, I don't know. Maybe they want to cozy up the Square. Yeah. Maybe they want to solidify the relation. I'm like, I don't want to leak that because that's so out there. And if it's wrong, people will be like, why the hell? Like, I don't know. So I told Miles, I'm like, look, don't say anything. I'm like, you might want to watch this show if what I'm hearing is true. You may want to watch this show. But it was just so odd. But there you go. I mean, it is the same person that leaked the Xbox showcase to me, the PlayStation State of Play to me. So,
Avowed does not look like Sea of Thieves.
It looks
Sea
cartoony,
of
which is what people
Thieves.
are thinking. Almost like a
Yeah.
Play-Doh. And I don't mean this in a negative. I'm not sounding negative about it. All right,
It's
I don't think
stylized.
I don't
It's
think
not
it
cart-
looked.
It's stylized.
Very
It's not
stylized.
cartoony.
Very
Yeah.
stylized.
Yeah.
Like
But
how
what aspect of it is stylized? It's still rendered like any other game.
No, watch it again. You'll see it's really soft. The NPCs, the enemies, but not in a bad way. Like I don't know how to phrase it.
I don't
it's
know. I've
animated.
always liked the softer. I used to love that about the Ratchet and Clank games on
Yeah.
PlayStation 3. They had that softer image to them.
People
I
are
actually
used
used to always like that.
hard images for fantasy, especially because Skyrim essentially just put
Oh,
that in their
okay.
heads. Especially Baldur's Gate 3, very hard images, 100%. You know, which is what people.
And of
I think
course,
it
the
looks
guy that's
okay.
being all
I
negative
think
came
it
from
looks
Nick's
fine.
server. Always. That's why I love that place.
And yeah, it looks a lot like. I mean, people are like, "Oh, it's in the Pillars of Eternity universe." Oh, yeah, great, fancy. We've heard a lot about it. And then when they see gameplay and it's like, "Hey, yeah, this is the Pillars of Eternity universe," like, "Oh no, I don't. This is Pillars of Eternity. I don't like this." It'll do
we
fine.
are getting repeatedly caught up on negativity.
Yes, yeah. Screw that.
Visions of Mana visually look nice.
It was lovely. Beautiful.
I have no interest in JRPGs, but visually, I do like that's the I guess for me the frustrating part. Like Octopath 2, I love that 2D HD thing Square has. All these JRPGs actually look great. I just have zero interest in playing them.
The Mana games are significantly different from the Final Fantasies, from the other games, other JRPGs. They're like more action focused, more weapon focused, and they're not as long usually. Like, I'm not 100% sure, but you should give it a shot. Assuming
Maybe.
it's on Game Pass or whatnot. Which is, I guess, a little surprising. The fact that it wasn't on Game Pass means definitely more of like a, hey, let's get Square on our show. Let's show people that like we can bring them in, which means we're probably seeing them in June, aren't we?
Yeah.
Seeing what in June?
Square on Xbox's show.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see them
Don't
more
know.
often. But
Right?
Yeah, I
Dunno.
think that's a fair assumption. So I think we'll probably see them announce some other stuff with Microsoft
That's
later on in
roughly
the
a year from Final Fantasy 16. I can see it there. Yeah, it'd be a big announcement.
Maybe they'll do a partner direct at some point
Oh,
in
yeah.
the near future. Who knows?
yeah, there goes on my fucking hard drive again.
But hey, there we go. Look, I think we've said all that needs to be said. Overall, a really great showing from Xbox to kick the year off with a bang, and already
Or
sets
terrible.
the stage. No, it was a really good show. Already sets the stage for me for what's going to be a really good year, and I am looking forward to.
Oh my
getting
God.
hands on Indie.
Easy Allies has already put up a poll. Will Indiana Jones get delayed out of 2024?
Why the negativity?
Because it only give a year. Right?
I feel like if there was a chance of that happening, they probably wouldn't have even shown it at this direct.
Yeah.
Like we went from nothing to that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's an indicator that this is locked in for 2024.
And this is January.
Like it is,
Like the entire
Yeah,
year's
like-
left, guys.
like I understand, like, you know, stuff gets delayed last minute sometimes, but I feel like
Well-
with indie it's a different case only because we went from zero
Yeah.
to hardcore gameplay in January of the
And it
release
looked-
year.
It looked
Yeah,
pretty
but
damn
it's-
polished.
What can you do
Yes.
to get the most interaction? And quite often that is just what negative can I try and get that I think will grab the most people to talk about me like this.
You know what, John? I'm going on your thing here. I can see it's Bethesda. They revealed the game. 6 months is roughly summer. Showcase another trailer at the June showcase. Pop a release date, August or mid-July. Done.
Yep.
Yeah, I can see
That's
that.
what I feel. That's what I feel in my heart of hearts. I don't understand any of the janky comments or the it's going to
It
get
looked
delayed.
great.
It looked great. Yes, there were a couple of bits where I was like, that
Some
looks a
parts were
bit
clearly
wobbly.
less unfinished or less finished than others, right?
That's the state of all video games. The fact that it looks that good now and they've still got 6 months to work on it. Yeah, okay, I'm fine with this. This is
6
fine.
months plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
This
Both
is-
that and Avowed have at least 6, if not more. Probably like
Yeah.
8 or 9.
Yeah.
So
Like the only game I might have slight worry with was Avowed, but I trust in Obsidian. In fact, if there was a game that would be delayed, it'd probably be Avowed, just in terms of giving them more time. But that's stupid talk. Nothing's getting delayed. It's gonna be a great year.
Very much looking forward to it. Well, that's about it from us. We'll let Nick carry on with his workday, and the rest of us will go chill out and spend the rest of the time doing whatever we're doing. Thank you for hanging out with us, chat. It's been a blast. Be sure
I
to
need to set up stuff for the podcast.
Yeah, you're doing a podcast with someone, aren't you? What is it?
Also during the work
Gamers Hall of Gamers.
I'm doing a podcast tonight, Australian time, 6:30.
Yeah, with Hall of Gamers.
I think so. Yes, and then I'm doing tomorrow the Infinite podcast. Tomorrow morning.
If I was a better producer, I would tell John to get closer to his mic.
And then I've got ours on Sunday. So I've got a busy weekend. It's my Sunday though.
Yeah,
first time in a long time.
And again, the format's rock solid. Keep it going. Next year, year after,
I love
year
this
after.
format. Yeah, this is cool. More of this, please, Microsoft. Good work. We'll see you on the Xbox Era podcast on Saturday night at the usual time. Until then, play video games. Don't get involved in the negativity. And if you're on the Xbox Era forums, behave yourselves. We'll see you next time.
Ciao for now.
Ciao for now.